Okay, there we are. So here's the perfect setup. I have a bench. This is just a simple bench, weight training bench that you can get at any sports store. This one is a little low. You can get them that come up higher. And some of you are going to say out there, oh dear, I don't want to go get extra stuff. You don't have to go get extra stuff. But what you do have to do is have a chair. So if you have a chair, see, I have a perfect setup right here. Here's the end of the bed, which is soft. So when you go into it, you're going to sink. It's not going to be firm, which is okay sometimes, especially if you're trying to get warmed up. The bench is a little bit lower. See, some people would have a really hard time getting down on a lower bench like this. That's when you just do your chair. So if you have a kitchen chair, I have my kitchen chair here. So see, I can lean into the wall. I can lean into the chair. I can sit on the chair if I need to. And whenever that you sit and your hip is at the same plane as your knee, then that's pretty normal chairs, okay? Hi, everybody coming on. I see you out there. So I'm going to go into this. I'm going to stand up. But here's the thing, and I'm going to start introducing in a simple, and you've already done it several times this morning. If you sit down at all at your kitchen chair, on the commode, anywhere, you sit down, I want you to hip hinge forward. But when you do that, you know what you do? So I'm warming up with some of the very moves that I'm going to use to work out with, okay? And these are simple functional moves. I'm going to really be hitting a condition called costal condritis today, okay? Which has to do with, some people might call it pleurisy. It's not really pleurisy. It's the rib cages as they attach to your spine and they get locked down and tender, very tender. So now I'm going to warm up in some of the same moves. And here's one of the mistakes that you make, and it leads to even more of the costochondritis type things, because the forward head, if you've ever been told or you know that you have a forward head, or some people call it dowager's hump, or rounded shoulders, we're going to hit that today, okay? So here's one of the first things I can tell you, because you're going to find yourself sitting down, right? This is a normal kitchen chair. I'm going to lean in, but instead of doing this, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to look straight down, okay? This is a big deal, y'all. I'm hoping you're getting this. I'm leaning in. I'm going to look down. I'm going to tuck my chin in so that my ears are actually staying over my shoulders. If I do this, they're not. Do you see that? Now that we can do that as an exercise, but right now I want you to get lined up. And you could have done it at least, I don't know, half a dozen times, even this morning. Sitting down, tucking, putting pressure into the heels, pushing your butt back, drop your shoulders, again, correct your chin, and stand up. Once you've done that, I have my little band here in my hand. See, my little band is in my hand, and I'm not going to start yanking on it like this. I'm going to go gently. I'm going to take one elbow back, and I'm going to turn. And I'm also pivoting on my bare feet. I'm pivoting just a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to pivot one toe. And I'm not sure if you're seeing my foot up this way. I will scoot this back just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. I'll scoot it back. There. I think that you're able to see my feet a little bit more. Okay, so once I've stood up, I'm going to turn, pivot, turn, pivot. And if you're working in a small area, that's all you need, okay? Do that 3 to 6 times. So here's my band. Don't start yanking on it like this. Okay, that's too much, especially if you have some of this tenderness up in your neck area. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to go wide stance. Here's my kitchen chair. I'm going to push my butt back. And I'm going to highlight the problem that I told you getting up. The minute you guys start to sit down, you know what almost everybody does? They do this every time. Let's not do that, because that's leading to this, which leads to strain and this problem that I'm talking about. Drop your chin in. Okay, see? And shut your mouth. You may think that's a little severe. Seriously, put your teeth together. Don't clench them. Just close your mouth. Drop your chin, tighten your tummy, drop your shoulders. You're stepping wide. And as you come down, instead of this, you're doing this. And you come in to the sit down. Now, I'm telling you, some of you may be thinking I'm spending way too much time on them. No, I'm not. This is such a common problem, and it leads to this problem of forward head, rounded shoulders, everything else, and all the pain that's associated with it. I'm telling you, after this workout today, you're going to have so much more relief up in here just by doing these things. So the first thing you want to do is drop your shoulders, tighten in your tummy. I'm sitting in a normal kitchen chair. I want to push my butt back, so I rib cage up, and I drop my chin with my mouth shut. Okay. So my husband used to tell me to do this exercise all the time. He would never tell me to shut my mouth. He would just say, "Go do that exercise." Okay. Here we go. Tuck that chin in. Okay. And you're coming right here. Now you're pushing back into the butt. And you're coming up, and then you're going to take your little band, and you're going to go to the side, and you're going to pull it back. Not hard, but when you're turning, you're going to pivot one toe, and now you're going to pivot the other toe and drop your shoulders again, and then you're going to pivot again. I may do it 2 times, 3 times, but my shoulders are down, and what's happening with my chin? What's happening with your chin? You keep it tucked. My tummy's in. I'm pivoting and I'm pulling this open. That's the key here. Because see, I'm going to warm these structures up because I'm fixing to do a lot of work on them today. So you know what fixing means, don't you? It means we're thinking about doing it. Okay? And some people might end right there. They might just think about doing something. Well, when you're fixing to do something from where I was raised, you're getting ready and you're actually going to do it. So see how I've turned and I've pivoted, and my ears, here's the most important thing. My ears are over my shoulders. See, some of you are turning and you're doing this. You're leaning out. I don't want you to do that. I want you to turn around that pole, meaning your spine. And I'm turning, I'm pivoting one toe, and I'm staying locked down on the other. And then this hand goes open with my shoulders down and my chin tucked. Then I go to the other side, chin down, open. Really open this shoulder, and you're pivoting and you're pivoting. Okay, one more time. Here we go. We're going to sit down in the chair. Are you ready? I'm a wide stance. Here's my kitchen chair. Here's my little band. Tuck my chin. Stick that butt out. Tuck the chin again, because some of you have slid it up. Go ahead and sit down. Okay? Take a big deep breath. Big deep breath. Now, instead of going down, we're going to take this and we're going to go to the side and pull, okay? But when I do that, see, when I go to the side and pull, and I turn opposite. So I'm going to pull here, turn here. So see what I'm doing? this is a very important move here, all right? When you turn, you keep your teeth together, and when you see, I'm going to pull this way. My shoulders are down, and I'm going to turn my chin. Now, probably, I would say almost 100% of you, the minute you did this move and you turned, you did this. See, you went down like that. No, no, no. I want to keep that chin over the shoulder. I don't want to tilt it back or down. Okay? So I'm trying to get you, this is, might be it, you know, maybe you need to do it in front of a mirror. Maybe you think you're doing this, but you don't realize it. Now, see, if I go this way, see, I'm going to turn. I want my chin over my shoulder. Now, I know exactly what some of you are saying right now. Well, there's no way that my chin's going to go over my shoulder, Jeannie. Okay, so let me show you. So if I turn, drop my shoulder, here I go. See, my chin on this side isn't totally over my shoulder. I got to really work on this one. The other side is much better because this shoulder has caused problems here with me. Okay, so you can gently pull, and just so you start to feel, oh man, I've got, but see, if you don't get your chin over your shoulder, you know what you do? You do this. For some reason, you do this. So don't do that. Keep this level and turning. I want you to warm up and stretch all these structures. Okay? That ain't going to happen if you keep turning your head back and forth. Okie dokie. Take a breath. All right, so I'm sitting right now. So I've done my slingshot. I've turned my chin. And as soon as I turn my chin and I can't quite meet it, again, I tend to tilt or I bring my shoulder up. See, I don't want to do that. So drop your shoulder down. Yeah. Now pull that neck. Turn your head a little more, and you're going to feel a stretch in your neck. If in fact you can't get your chin over your shoulder, you are going to feel the tension. Okay? That's okay. That's supposed to happen. All right? Take a big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And you should feel your diaphragm rising and falling, not the chest rising and falling. Okay? Now I'm going to do one more time. Go the other way. So see, I'm going to go this way. Drop your shoulders. I'm going to turn my head. So now I'm not looking at you because I'm going opposite. But I can tell you, I'll turn here so you can see, my chin can come much further over my shoulder on this side than on my other side. In through the nose, out through the mouth, drop your shoulders. In through the nose, out through the mouth, drop your shoulders, pull that chin around. Okay, and then come back. Yes. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, so I've covered a couple of key points there, and it's going to need, you need to be thinking about it. Now we're going to go ahead and stand up one more time. And how are we going to do it? I'm going to go wider with my legs. I'm going to actually push my chin down. Okay. This is called retraction. Okay. This is called protraction. Retraction. I want to retract without rounding the shoulders. So drop your shoulders in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep your teeth together or shut your mouth, whichever works for you. Okay. Okay, ready? We're going to stand up now. We're going to come forward. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. Push into the heels. I'm barefooted. I just have my socks on. Okay, so you can see me with black socks. Okay, tuck your chin, drop your shoulders, heels, and you're up. Yes. Now we're going to pull on the band. And if you don't have a band like this, anybody has those stretchy bands. Just make a circle with it by tying a knot in it, or use a tea towel. That's perfectly fine. So now I'm going to just drop my shoulders. Now my elbows are going to go in, okay? And I'm going to do a little tiny move right through here, okay? So I'm acting like I'm walking without moving my feet necessarily, okay? This is kind of dropping a hip, raising a hip. You don't even have to do that. If you bend your knee, you're not putting pressure on your feet. It's just a rotation right here. See that? My tummy's in tight. My shoulders are down. This is a valuable move because it is gently warming the back, especially the lower back, okay? Keep your tummy tight, and all you're doing is bending and straightening your knee, not much. And I want all four corners of your foot feeling the pressure, meaning I don't want any more on the ball of the foot than on the heel. It's a solid pressure as I just bend and straighten. So once you've got that going, then you breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, drop your shoulders, okay? Don't break the wrist, meaning don't take it out of neutral. This is neutral, okay? This is neutral. This is not neutral. This is not neutral. There's a place to doing that, but right now you keep it neutral. Got it? See, I'm still going here. Did you quit? Don't quit. All four corners of the foot need to be feeling the pressure, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth, elbows into the waist. Gently make the backs of your hands push out against the band, okay? Now, right this minute, I hope you're hearing me, right this minute, my hands would be on both your shoulders. I know, I caught you, didn't I? I know. I don't know, somebody said, how'd you know that? I just know that. Should I mention slugs? We slip into those. No, don't let go. No, don't let go. Don't let go. Look at my elbows. My elbows are touching my hip, my waist. Keep the pressure on the outsides of the hands. Okay, the back of the hand is pulling open. You're pulling open. Shoulders down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep your knee bending and straightening. Bending and straightening. All four corners of the foot. Drop your shoulders. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Pull. Pull. 5 more seconds. Pull. Drop your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Oh my goodness. If you did all of that with me, you had such a release right then. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So I'm just doing my pendulum swing. Little recovery, right? Then I'm just going to do a quick, easy, not a hard one, a hug. Drop my shoulders. So you don't do this with your shoulders up. Drop your shoulders, pull your chin down. So you want to get the ears over the shoulders is the point. And then come back. Great. Okay. So now I'm going to start with a lower target, which is my bench, which could be anything that you have. Let's say you have a low footstool, or if you just have your chair, that's fine. But what I'm trying to show you here is some things that are conducive to warming up your back, not only in the upper back, middle back, but the lower back. And the minute you do this move, right there, things happen here, okay? So I'm going to turn to the side so you see what I'm doing. See that? So this is a low target. This is higher, just a couple inches, but I'm starting low, okay? If you want to avoid, if you have to stand a lot, and this is one of the recommendations that has been given to surgeons who have to stand, people that are standing cooking, people that are standing doing anything. Bring a little stool, doesn't even have to be this high, just a little one, and put your foot up on a stool and then change it periodically. So see, every time I've done this now, I'm starting to warm up, release tension all through here. But my stomach has to be tight, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth, tap, a tap, a tap. I have my band here. I'm going to do my little turn pull. I'm going to do a turn pull. I'm going to do a turn pull. I'm going to do a turn pull. Keep my chin tucked. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Turn pull, turn pull, turn pull. And now I'm going to go to the higher target, because whenever I come up here and my knee is at the same 90 at the level as my hip, that's a 90-degree bend in my hip joint right here. See that? If that's too much for you, then just keep tapping to it could be a stack of books. Okay, it could be a box. You're not pushing on it, you're just tapping. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the chair. I still have my band here. Okay, I'm going to squeeze, bring it out here. Now instead of starting here, I'm going to start here. I'm going to pull as I bring the elbows back. Okay, this is quite a different move. So get the little nuances here. So a lot of this work that I'm doing right now, this morning on this one that I'm dealing with costal condritis. If you haven't heard that word, you will hear it, and you will hear it. If not in the next couple weeks to couple months, you will hear that word, costal condritis. Okay, if you've ever heard anybody be diagnosed with it, I hope you're really paying attention. All this work that I'm doing right now is starting to loosen up, warm up, so that we can do some work. Okay, so here, now we're starting to do the work. My foot goes up, I reach, I drop my shoulders, my supporting knee is soft. I pull back, but while I'm pulling back, what am I doing with the outside of my hands? Yes, I'm pulling apart. And I may do it 3 times. See this? Drop your shoulders. So as my knee is up on the chair, I just pull my hands apart and come back. This is not fast work. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now drop your shoulders, pull back as you're pulling out. Okay? Make sure your wrists are not breaking, meaning they need to stay neutral. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, I've got one more. Keep your knees soft. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Pull, pull, pull. Okay, you're really pulling hard when you get all the way back here. But look at my elbows. Some of you have your elbows way out. You want them tight into your waist. Okay? There's a joke there somewhere, but I won't go there. Okay. Take a breath. The leg that you were standing on got tight. Turn it out. Okay? It will immediately release that pressure. Okay? We want some of that pressure. This is movement, mobility Wednesdays, but I'm really going to focus on, even though I'm doing full body, stretching and stuff like that, I'm getting you warmed up. Okay? And now we're starting to go into the workload. All right? Are you ready? Now I'm going to go to the other leg. So I'm going to shift. When I get ready to put my foot up on the chair, I might be doing it by a wall, because when you go to quickly put your foot up here, I have seen so many people in doing this kind of move, not in my class necessarily, but when you go to do this, they overbalance or they underbalance and they start to lose their balance and fall. Okay, so always do this with maybe a pole in your hand, or put your hand on a wall. Just simply put your hand on a wall. Okay, foot goes up into the chair. The whole foot goes up into the chair. Soften your knee of the supporting leg. My tummy is tight. Okay, and if you're feeling rocky in this kind of a move, because you're too narrow. Bring that foot open. See that? That gives you a wider base of support. All right, so you're up here, you're putting load on your spine, you're putting load on your hip, on your knee, on your ankle, okay? Now we're gonna start out here with our band. It could be a tea towel, right? And I'm gonna keep my wrist neutral, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now I'm gonna come back with my elbows toward my waist, the tops of my hip bones, but I'm gonna be doing what with my hands? Right, pulling out with the backs of my hands, pulling out. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, if you feel a little rocky right now, it's because you need to go a little wider or put your foot lower. Okay, so here we go. Let's do about 3 of these, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth, drop your shoulders, pull those elbows back. Backs of the hands are really pulling apart. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Drop your shoulders. Hold, 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 hold. Oh, heck, one more. Drop your shoulders. I know I'm making Kathy crazy right now. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and release. And bring that foot down. Tension build up. Turn the foot out. Yes, see that? Drop your shoulders. Big breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Try to feel this diaphragm, breathing in, pushing out, okay? So this is what we want to see happening with breathing or deep breathing rather than lifting the chest up and back. Okie dokie? Okay, so we've gone from low bench step tap to high bench step tap, okay? Now we're going to put this little band right here in front of us, just like that. And I'm not going to really pull it apart, okay? I'm going to just grip it. I'm going to hold right down here like this, and I'm going to tick-tock. I'm going to keep it from slubbing. See, I don't want to do this. I want to keep it right about that distance. So that means a gentle pressure, right? And once I do that gentle pressure, you get a whole different movement pattern. If you keep a gentle pressure with straight arms, so it's not hard. See, I'm not trying to pull. I just want it, a tension right there on there. Got that? On the band. Then I go back and forth from a hip hinge. Don't miss this point. So I'm on my feet. I'm on all 4 corners. Yes, my knees are soft, but I'm hip hinging, but I'm up here. Okay, now do this turn. Okay, my tummy is tight, my shoulders are down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now I want to just turn from side to side. See? My knees are soft, all 4 corners of the feet. Turn, 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 turn. This is a whole different move now. Okay, my knees are soft again, but I'm hip hinging forward. My shoulders are down. My arms are pretty straight. And I just keep this band taut, all right? So it doesn't slub there. Now, bend your knees. Come all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Lay that band right between your toes. Grab your ankles and stretch the backs of your legs by straightening them. They're only going to stay down here for just a couple seconds. Then we bend the knees as we push our butt back. Grab your band and come up, okay? You should have had a little bit of blood coming into the head. We want to avoid that with certain conditions. High or low blood pressure, you need to do it minimally. So that means I would do this move here. And I would straighten my legs, keep my chin tucked, and just get a minimal stretch. Or I would put my hands on my chair, see? And I could stretch the backs of my legs, but I'm staying level. When I go to put my head down past the hip, that's when I have that trouble with too much blood coming into the head. Now, if you have no precluding, no problems with blood pressure, whatever, things that might give you a problem with dizziness or whatever, then of course, try that. Put that band down, the knees are bent, my butt's pushing back, my rib cage is up, and just really pull your upper body down into those legs. And then to get out of that, you bend the knees, push your butt back, and you're coming up, see, with your band. No problem. But again, if that's a problem, use a higher, like a chair, to be high for you. Got it? Okay, here we go, right here. So now we're going to get up, go on up, and I tried to do just now a really good full body stretch. I'm going to address the fronts of the legs here in just a second. We're going to use our little kitchen chair. But right now, I'm going to show you some little tricks. You may have been shown some of these in sessions with a therapist, and then you promptly quit doing them. Why do I know this? Because I understand slugs. I love slugs. I happen to be one once in a while. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm doing a move that is so, you think, simple, that why in the world am I doing this? Well, I happen to know there's a whole bunch of people that have a real hard time bringing the hand to the back of the head without dropping your head forward. You cannot do this without doing this. I know it. And if you're one of those people, you have what we call forward head syndrome. And generally it's accomplished not only with round shoulders, but sometimes you don't have round shoulders that much. You just do this, okay? So when you do this, this pushes out, everything is screwed up. So I'm going to start with a very simple move. See here? This is our W, right? Put your teeth together, in through the nose, breathe, out through the mouth, okay? Actually touch your chin, keeping your teeth together so that your ears are over your shoulders. If that's very difficult for you to do the best you can right now and recognize, wow, you need to do some of this work, okay? Now my hands are going to be here. Now I'm going to take one hand and put it behind my head and bring it down. How'd that go? Then I'm going to bring the other hand, put it behind my head, and how'd that go? Okay? Did you make any compensatory moves like this? It's so normal for you that you don't even know you're doing this. You don't know it. That puts all kinds of strain all the way down, and it causes some of this very problem of costal condritis. Okay, some of you know what intercostals are. Well, it's your rib cages. Okay, it's the origins and insertions of your rib cage. So your rib cage is attached back in through ligaments, collagen into where your spine is, and it comes around your lungs, and then it goes into your sternum. So you get a pain in here. Some people might even think they're getting a heart attack. It ain't a heart attack. It's this ratcheting down and non-movable. It's supposed to move. See, it's not a bony structure to connect. It's collagen, and it gets really locked down and rigid, and you can't breathe. And if you do try to breathe, it's a sharp shooting pain. Okay, so there's some real simple ways for just gentle cases to address this, and one of them is what I'm showing you right now. Trying to move your hands normally. Okay, some people cannot even do this. We're so tight up into the shoulders. and into the rib cage, okay? So right here and right here, that's a normal functional range. Right here is a normal functional range without putting your head forward, okay? And some of you are still doing it and you don't even realize you're doing it, all right? Now let's do one. So I'm going to come right here. This is right here, right here. This is going to come right here. See, so I can see my elbow. This one's still here. See that? Okay. Whoa. Lots of movement going around here. Keep your tummy in, your knees soft. Breathe into the nose, out through the mouth. Look here, right here. So I've got my elbow right here in my side, and I got this one here. Then I'm going to bring this down and open. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You remember that move that I showed you just a while ago? See that? See? All four corners of the foot before I do this other one. Tummy in, shoulders down. Okay, keep your knees moving. Now bring this arm. See, I got the band here just to show you. It's right here. This is here. Okay, let me emphasize. This is here, not here. Some of you did this and you don't even realize it. Pull it in. It's right here, and this is right here, and it's going to go right over. My thumb is going to go right over my head, and I see my elbow. But keep this one right here so that it comes right here. See that? Okay, keep this right here in front of you. Hold it. Keep your knees bending and straightening. Remember, we practiced this. Keep this in. Keep this down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Keep this in. Okay, now open and come down and come down. If you can do that one with the correct lineup, and sometimes being up to the wall with your head, your back of your head, not the top of your head, the back of your head on the wall, that will help you keep this arm where it's supposed to be, okay? And if you're doing this arm, see, that's what I mean. Some of you are doing this and you don't realize it. See? See? See, that really makes you line up. Okay, don't lock your knees. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So when you get up to a wall, see, Kay, this is our little exercise. This is for Kay. She's on the rack. So right at the back, the occipital bone, not the top of the head. Right back here has to be back. Shoulder blades are touching. Shoulders are down. The butt is touching. The shoulder blades are touching. The back of the head is touching. And then when you do your elbow thing, see, my elbows can't go anywhere there. You hold that for one minute, okay? Do it a couple times a day. Some of you might not be able to make it 10 seconds, okay? This is where it starts, getting yourself lined up properly. That's one of the best things you can possibly do for this problem that I'm talking about, costal condritis. Now I'm going to show you a little technique that if you have a lot of shoulder tension, a lot of neck pain, ask yourself, how much of the day do I do this? See this? And usually it's not done with a straight back. Usually it's like this, looking down constantly, okay? You can't keep doing something like that and don't think that it's not going to hurt your neck. It is. This right here is a sock, a plain old, a thin, not thick sock. And it could be a tennis ball. You might have a tennis ball. Racquetball is a little too soft. However, for some, this is a dog toy. This is a Kong dog toy, but it's a tennis ball, basically. You can get them at PetSmart for 3 of them are in a little thing, and it squeaks. See, isn't that a fun thing? It squeaks. So you take your and you put it in a sock. See? Now I can lie on a bench that's firm and really get pressure right where I want it. And it needs to be in about 3 or 4 places on either side. It needs to be up here, down here, but it's in between the shoulder blade and the spine. Or I can lean up against the wall. I can just throw it over there, place it where I want to, and then press in the wall and just kind of hang out here. Watch a TV show. See how I'm moving it around? And man, just pushing into that. And this is the gentle version. When I lay down on the bench, that's the heavier version. And some people are so tender that they can't lay their weight down more than, I don't know, 10 to 30 seconds. And you work up to where you can hold it on here for a minute or more, maybe. And you just push into those 3 moves. It's up, it's in between your vertebrae and your shoulder blade. It's that little space. And there's about 3 areas right in there that just get so locked in, tender and locked in, they can't move. Okay, so this kind of pressure starts it, but all those moves that I just showed you today, this morning, is really hitting it. So see, I've got my tennis ball back there and I'm pressing. There's even the big lecture, very excellent lecture that I saw on this condition. They, of course, have created a device, but you can do it with a tennis ball like this, okay? See how I'm moving? See, I'm hitting right between the shoulder blade and the spine. And with this, I can move it anywhere I want to. I can move it up a little bit, press, let it go down a little bit, press. See that? Yeah. But the biggest thing that you can do is to continue working on pressing your chin back so your ears are over your shoulders. Then get your tennis ball. You can do it in your bed. It won't be as good as like a firm surface, okay? So if you did come down onto a bench, so go ahead and sit in your chair for right now. That'll be fine, okay? Let's say you're driving, all right? Let's say you're driving and you have this right in your dashboard. You just grab it, you put it back there, and you pull your seat forward a bit, and just press in there. No, you don't do it like, the whole time you're driving, but if you're pushing against this and moving it and then bringing it to the other side while you're driving and keeping your chin tucked, when you turn your head, you're turning like this instead of like this. Oh my goodness, this problem that I'm talking about will almost go away. Now I'm going to show you something to do off of your bed. Okay, most of you have beds if you don't have benches. If you don't have a bed, call me. I'll help you get one. I'm just joking. But I want you to see something. See, here's the end of the bed. Okay, I'm using this. I'm not going to come on up there because of the time and because you get the idea. Pretend this is your bed. Okay. When I lay down in the bed, I'm not going to lay straight back. That's too much pressure on a back. Let's say a back that's a little wonky. So, but see here, I'm going to come just like this. I'm going to roll over. I'm going to come back. This is the end of the bed. Let's pretend this is the end of the bed, like right here. I'm going to let my head go off the end of the bed. See that? My knees are up. That helps my back. And then I'm going to come up like that. I'm just going to lift my whole head like this. Now, I'm doing a protraction retraction. This is protracting. I am not turning and screwing around with lifting my head. Okay, I'm going back and up. And yeah, I have to tighten in here. And I go down. And then I tighten in here and I come up. And then I put my hands back here because it's going to get super heavy. And you roll and you come up. You roll off the bed and come up. At first, you're not going to be able to do even, 3 of them. The weight of the head if you do proper protraction and retraction, and now I'm going to show you how to do it on the wall. Okay, so if you're at a wall, or let's say you just have a wall. Let's say you don't have any wall. Well, a door. Preferably shut the door and lock it so somebody doesn't open it on you. Now, I'm going to be right here. This is my little rolled up ball in my sock. I could have it back there right now, but right now I'm going to show you this protraction, retraction. So you see where my ponytail comes right here on the back of my head? See? I want right above that or below that, goes right in. I go out and I pull back in with my chin tucked. So my butt is touching, my tummy's in, my shoulders are down, my knees are soft. I go out, okay, protract, and now retract. So when I do retract, I actually drop my chin, see? And I hold it in here, and I can, count to 10, count to 6. Try to make it 5 seconds and then step away. And that's how you're supposed to be lined up. As you step away, then turn without doing funny things with your chin, meaning leaning. Don't head tilt. There is whole studies on head tilters with problems with this neck and this problem that I'm talking about. Okay? So don't tilt your head. That's a cheater move. Basically, then turn your head this way, and you're going to notice I am much worse on this side than this side. I can turn much more here than here, but don't compensate by leaning out, okay? Take a big deep breath, in with the nose, out with the mouth. Take your hands down here, then go across, just like this. And why am I doing this? Because I'm softening my knees and I'm opening here gently, opening here with my shoulders down. And I'm turning my head again and I'm holding my ground, okay? And I'm in a turning transverse move. Then I'm going to come back to neutral. I'm going to step across first, tummy in, drop my chin, drop my shoulders, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now turn opposite. Okay, so now I'm going to turn opposite. My chin goes over here, and this goes way back. This is opening, 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 opening. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Knees are soft, knees are soft, knees are soft. In through the, hold it, knees are soft. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now really pull that arm back, pull that chin over. Keep your teeth together. And release, drop your shoulders, and come back. Okay, so just kind of do a little ride here. See this? Okay, now I'm going to put my hands right here. I'm going to go way up with my shoulders. I'm going to drop my chin. Now I'm going to drop my chin and come way under here. My knees are soft, okay? And I'm holding, I'm just tucking my tail, so to speak, tucking your tail. Round your shoulders. Hold it there for just a second. Okay, now drop down, soften the elbows, and my chin comes up. Now my chin comes up. See, I'm just recovering from that protraction, retraction thing. And I hang on here, I keep my chin up, I go back up, and then I drop down one more time. Here we go, tuck the tail. Tuck the tail, soften your arms. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Tuck your tail, round your shoulders, round them. The upper, yeah, just like cat camel. We're just doing it from the chair. We're just not down on the floor, which we could do it on the floor. Okay, now come back and hyperextend and bring that chin up. Now you bring it up as far as you can. Elbows are soft. Really push, push. 5, push, hold it to 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back into the heels and come up. And do a shoulder roll, a shoulder roll, a shoulder roll, a shoulder roll. Now, I know some of you didn't have a tennis ball in a sock ready, but I introduced it. These are some very simple tools. I'm going to give you a name. This was the lecturer that was being interviewed. His name is Steve August, and he's a physical therapist from, I think, New Zealand, one of those countries. They're very good in manual manipulation. So this is a PT, Steve August, and if you just Google condritis, costo, intercostals, that's your rib cage, condritis. Okay, if you Google that, Steve August is going to come up. I'm telling you, I'm doing the work that he's telling everybody to help them relieve of this. All right, we did it today. Very simply, we're knocking off early because the natives are restless right now. So I'm going to take it off the recording.